Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Damsels in Debate podcast. I'm your host, Tina.
And I'm your co-host, Vanessa.
Yay.
Hey!
Okay, so this week, I went to the movies twice. I saw Year Next earlier this week, but I'm going to hold off on my review because I didn't realize that doesn't come out till the 23rd. So that's, I don't know, like 2 weeks away or something. So I'll wait and review that week. I did enjoy the movie, though. I'll just say that.
Okay.
And also Elysium. I saw that yesterday. And I'm not actually going to do any spoilers for this one because Vanessa hasn't seen it yet and she wants to.
I do.
So I'll just briefly go over the movie then.
You can just tell me if you give it like a thumbs up for me to go see it or like, I don't know if you like it. Or...
The same guy who wrote and directed District 9 did this movie. Did you like that movie?
I actually haven't seen District 9.
Okay. All right. Man.
That's one thing Rob was saying as we were talking about this movie. He's like, oh, I've seen District 9. So I pretty much have seen this movie too. I was like, but I thought District 9 had aliens in it.
It does,
and this
yeah.
movie doesn't.
No, there's no
So
aliens
I
in
was
this
like,
movie.
So it's not the same movie.
No, not at all.
I mean, I know like the summary of District 9. I don't know how it ends, but I know the basic like, oh, the aliens are kind of being put in a concentration camp kind of thing.
Yeah, that is like the basic gist of the movie.
Subjugated, or I don't know what the word is I'm looking for.
We're not very wordy today. We're not.
Can't even think of a good word for wordy.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
Not very verbose today.
Exactly. Well, okay. Yeah. Elysium. I mean, it's the same kind of. It's not the exact same style, but it's this. You can tell they're the same directors, the same similarities. The lead actor in District 9. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but Sharlto Copley. He's in District 9. He's also in this movie, but he's not the lead character. Matt Damon obviously is the lead character. And yeah, I liked the movie. I didn't love it, but I liked it. And it's a movie. It's cool to see it on the big screen because it's a sci-fi movie and there's a lot of special effects and like the actual place, like Elysium, looks really, really cool and really sleek and clean and all that kind of stuff. And there are action scenes and stuff like that. So, like, I don't know. I don't think you have to see it in the movie theater. But if you see it, you'll like it. Like,
It'll enhance the viewing experience.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. I wouldn't say you have to see it in IMAX either. I felt a little. Let me see. Like my main complaint. I had like two. Or my main complaint about the movie was that it spent like a lot of time in the first act developing the story and setting up the why these characters, like their daily routine and all that kind of stuff. And then the last like 2/3 felt really rushed to me. So that was kind of weird. But then I'm also the one who's always bitching about movies are too long.
Yeah.
So, but that was just how I felt because it's like, oh, here's the movie, here's the mood. All right, finish up here, like that kind of thing. So, but it was, that was like my main complaint about the movie. I also had a couple other like little ones. There were some plot points that I'm like, wait, what? Like they're doing this. Why don't you just do this? Like that kind of thing.
Wouldn't it be so much easier to do this?
Yeah, it's like that should have been addressed because to me that's like a real obvious thing they should have taken care of. And also, it is a shaky cam movie, so I don't. Yeah, it's fine to me. It's fine. It's just when they're doing like fight scenes or scenes where there's a lot of movement or action. The camera's like too close anyway, which is annoying because it's like when you're fighting, I want to see the fight. I want to see the people hitting each other and stuff, and they're always doing like these extreme close-ups of their faces and stuff. So that's annoying on its own. And then also with the shaky cam, sometimes I had a tough time focusing on what was actually happening. Like somebody got stabbed, and I was like, where'd he get stabbed? Like I had to wait till they did like the reaction shot because I couldn't tell what was going on. So that was annoying. But like during the majority of the movie, I didn't actually mind the shaky cam all that much. Have you seen a lot of Jodie Foster movies?
I've seen Sounds of the Lambs. I've seen the oh no, that was the other girl. Trying to remember like what movie she's been in. The main one, Sounds of the Lambs.
Yeah, Sounds of the Lambs. She's in Maverick. I think
she was the movie with the safe.
Or no, the
not
accused.
Safe House. Panic Room.
Yeah, Panic Room. Yeah, that other one was it the Brave one? The flight. Was it the flight plan? No, or flight.
Red Eye. Or is that
No, not
that's
Red
the other
Eye. The
girl?
one where her daughter like goes missing on the plane, and everybody's like, "You don't have a daughter." I think it's called Flight Plan. I'm not sure.
I vaguely remember the movie. I don't think I saw it though. But
Oh,
I remember
okay.
like reading it. I think it was called Flight Plan.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, I think she's a good actress.
Yeah, me too.
Personally, I don't know what she was doing in this movie, but I thought she was really bad. Like
really?
Yeah, I don't know. And I'll just chalk it up to whatever because she's normally really good in movies, but like her line delivery, like she has an accent in the movie, and I didn't even care about the accent because the accent was weird, but I didn't mind that. But just like the way she was saying her lines and stuff, I wasn't feeling her character like at all. And like she's like kind of in a villainous role, I guess you could say. And that's you can get that from the commercials, so
Right,
that's
yeah.
not a spoiler or anything. But yeah, I'm like, what is she doing? Oh, you know what? You know what she reminded me of? Did you ever see Inside Man with her and Denzel Washington? It's a really good movie. You should watch that.
Inside.
Her character in this movie kind of reminded me of her character in Inside Man, but I don't know. I mean, like you'll see it when you see the movie, but I wasn't into her character at all. And I'm like, I know she's a good actress, so I don't know what's going on here.
How did Matt Damon do?
Oh, he was great. I mean, he's pretty much great in everything, though. I think he was, he's believable in the role and everything. There was a couple of little funny parts and stuff like that, but yeah, he was really good.
So I thought I saw an article on Yahoo. I didn't read it, but like it said that the director originally wanted, I think, Eminem to play that character.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Marshall
wow.
Mathers. And I was like, what?
I mean, like Eminem was actually way better than I thought he would be in 8 Mile. But I wouldn't. Wouldn't
like,
personally
what?
trust him in this kind of movie. No, Matt Damon did really good. I thought he was really good.
So the special effects were believable. They didn't look fake or anything.
No, not really. I think there's 2 parts in the movie where they do this weird camera technique that kind of reminded me of a video game. I didn't really like it. So I mean, you'll notice it when you see it in the movie because it's very distinct. But I personally didn't really like it. I just thought it looked like a video game. I didn't really like it.
Okay.
And what else? So yeah, there's some plot points that I was kind of iffy about. They should have been addressed or something, but I won't go into those specifically till after you see the movie. Actually, yeah, I'm curious to see what you think about the movie because I went on IMDb earlier just because sometimes those message boards are hilarious with stuff people post. And also, like, if there's something I didn't get in the movie, somebody will have posted that on there and then somebody else will have answered it. And then I'm like, oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
And I went on there and it was just a bunch of like liberal agenda and conservatives and universal healthcare stuff. So I was like, oh
geez.
okay. Like, all right, we're not going to really talk about the movie then. But I can see their points and stuff, so I'll be curious to see what you think of it.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully you can see it sometime this week or tonight or something, and then we'll talk about it more in
If I
depth
go
next week.
tonight, I'd just be going by myself, but
Oh.
I've never really gone to a movie by myself, so I could try that out.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on from that then. Yeah, because it was just those 2, and I don't really want to talk about either of them that much. So, what was your Clearing the Queue movie then?
Mine was the Bridget Jones Diary 2, Edge of Reason.
Yes. Okay. So, what did you think?
I thought it was more cutesy than the first movie, and some of the plot, like her being in the Thai jail and stuff, it just wasn't as realistic as the first movie, because the first movie
Right.
was all about the relationship and stuff, and it was, you could relate to it and everything. Whereas this one, like, okay, now she's in a Thai jail and everyone's singing Madonna, like, I don't know, like I said, it was cute, but it wasn't as believable, I guess, if that makes any sense.
That jail part, I was kind of like, what the hell is this? Yeah, but then they
was more
get
for
out
laughs,
of
is
it.
what
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was.
Exactly.
I definitely was, I was watching by myself, definitely busting out laughing when she was talking about her relationship, and they recreate the scene from The Sound of Music, like the hills are alive, and they're like running up the hill to each other.
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, Colin Firth, he's like this big smile on his face, and they're like running to each other.
When they go to that like big dinner and she's like, oh, I have to look all beautiful because her friend got engaged that night, and like everything goes wrong, her makeup gets all
They mess
like
up her hair and stuff.
Yeah.
She shows up, her face is all red. He's like, I think you should go to the ladies' room. Oh no, I don't need to go. And she's like, oh,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
reflection.
like,
It definitely
well,
had
been
a
there.
lot of funny parts that I like actually cracked up out loud. The guy fight is always funny. It's just like the first
yeah.
movie or the second fight, and they fall into the fountain and stuff. But especially after Hugh Grant's character, it's just like, no, if you care that much about her, why don't you just marry her? And you think it's just like some epic, scene. And then he said, because then she'll definitely sleep with me. And then he's like, ah!
Right, and then it starts up again.
Yeah.
He's like, do you realize what century we're in?
It's like, outside now.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually did not expect Rebecca to be a lesbian at the end. I thought that was a cute little twist. And then they showed like the she's like, was I not, true to you or whatever she says, and they showed like a frame by frame of how she's like, hello, Bridget, and she's all smiling stuff, and Bridget always thought she was being fake, but she really wasn't. It's like, oh, that's kind of sweet.
yeah, I totally didn't see that coming.
So, but definitely Renee Zellweger shines again. This is a great character for her.
Yeah, definitely.
I think they make a good 2-pack because, it's good that they show how the relationship does have its rocky parts.
Oh, yeah,
but
definitely.
Actually, the one thing I had a problem with is that, okay, now they're getting married and they've only been together for 8 weeks. That's what she was saying.
Is it 8
magical weeks? Yeah, because she said 8 weeks of uninterrupted sex or whatever. She's like, wait, uninterrupted?
Oh,
whatever.
But I thought it was 8 weeks of them having sex without her having her period. I thought that they were together longer than that.
No, that's the feeling I got from it. They'd only been together 8 weeks. Because she said something earlier to her mother, something about it's been 6 weeks, blah, 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 or something like that.
But in the beginning of the movie, aren't they both wearing the ugly Christmas sweaters?
Uh-huh.
So wouldn't that be... Because they got together after Christmas, right?
But
movie?
It had been a while, because that's when, at the beginning of the movie, when he had first said those mean things about her. And so she spent all that time dating the boss and stuff, hating the other guy, and then they finally got together at the end, so... Yeah,
but at the end, it was after Christmas. Because, remember she went to her house for Christmas and New Year's with her parents, and then they went to that party... And that's where she realized she was in love with him.
It ended in the snow.
Right.
Yeah, she was running in the snow. So maybe, it's just, I guess it was confusing because she said 8 weeks.
Yeah, it's still a short amount of time.
Yeah.
Regardless. But yeah, I think it's a little bit longer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do think that they were, her expecting to get married that quickly was a bit,
wow, okay.
Yeah, you guys move fast. But yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Okay, good.
If I can find a 2-pack set of it somewhere, I'll probably buy it.
Okay, yeah.
Usually they'll do movies like that, with Miss Congeniality and Miss Congeniality 2.
Yeah.
I actually never seen that, the second one.
I saw parts of it. I don't think it was as funny as the first one. I bought a 2-pack, or actually it was a 4-pack of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies. I mean, I don't really care. I just wanted to watch the first two because I actually love the first movie and I hadn't seen the second one in a while. I don't care about the third movie.
I haven't seen those either.
Cheap. Oh, man, you're killing me.
I've seen a lot of other movies. I just haven't seen movies that you've seen.
But, I mean, these are pretty popular movies. Yeah. But anyway, my point was, I think it was $10, and I got the 3 live-action movies and then the computer-animated one that came out, I don't know, a couple years ago or whatever. All right, well, moving on. I watched my movie. I actually watched it this morning because I ran out of time.
So it's fresh.
Yeah, it's really fresh. And the one that I watched was The Watcher in the Woods. Mm-hmm. And I had to watch it on YouTube, which was a little bit of a pain because the quality, I don't know what they were thinking, but the quality is super low.
Oh.
So it's very pixelated.
Yeah, so I didn't, I just saw that it was on there. I didn't watch it. I mean, I don't own the movie either. So I was like, well, if you don't want to spend any money, just, I guess you could have rented it if they have it at Blockbuster. I don't know if they even have it.
Yeah, I would call beforehand because even Blockbuster, there's 2 that I know that are still open. So, but I mean, it's fine. It's not like a movie that had big special effects or subtitles or anything like that.
1980s that movie was done.
Yeah. I think it said 82 was when the movie came out. Now, is this a theatrical release or okay? Because I have no recollection of this movie. I don't even remember hearing about this movie. So that was why it was kind of weird, especially since it's a Disney movie. But anyway. I watched the movie. I think probably if I had seen it as a kid, I would have been a little creeped out in some of the parts, but I don't think I would have been scared of it.
That's what my memory is of it, that it kind of scared me as a kid. That's what's I remember liking it as a kid, so I think you should see it. Yeah.
And you should probably rewatch it at some point just because now, you're an adult, so it'd be a totally different perspective. Yeah. But I'm trying to think of anything that really stood out. Betty Davis is in it. I didn't realize that, so that was kind of interesting to see her. older and stuff. And I didn't expect like I guess it's kind of like a twist at the end because you think it's like a ghost story and stuff, and then it actually has more to do with
like aliens.
Aliens, yeah. So yeah, I didn't really see that coming. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was unexpected. So they got me there. I didn't see that coming. But yeah, it was okay. It was cute. I could see where if you grew up watching it, it's gonna have like a special place and stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
I would like to see them remake that nowadays.
I'm surprised they haven't actually while I was watching it.
That's an interesting, kind of like an original idea, really.
Yeah. I was thinking that while I was watching. I'm like, I'm really surprised nobody's remade this, especially Disney.
Yeah.
Because they're just, how they are.
Because they could do a lot with it with the effects nowadays. Like they can make it a lot scarier too.
Yeah. Well, I think they would probably. It depends if they were doing like a straight up horror movie, then yeah, they could make it scary. But I feel like it would probably be more of a family friendly movie. But yeah, I'm really surprised they haven't remade that.
I just remember the voice of the alien or whatever really freaking me out. Like, time, we need time. Get back to my dimension.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, whose voice? The little girl, I forget her name.
Eric, or whatever.
Yeah. Oh man, I was getting like agitated with her voice. I'm like, all right, stop yelling, kid. So, but yeah, I mean, on the whole, it was all right. I liked it.
Good.
Did you want to pick our movies for next week now, or do you want to do that later?
We can mention it now since we just
okay.
talked about it.
Was there something specifically you wanted to see?
Well, you really harangued me last week about not seeing 16 Candles.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I'll probably put that on my list. I mean, I'm kind of staying in the same
genre
these last like 3 weeks, but you really were like, oh my God. And I've really been meaning to see that. I just have never gotten around to it. So I'll probably end up just watching that and then choosing something scary the next week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I own that, so I'll let you borrow it.
Oh, perfect.
And yeah, okay, good choice. It's funny to watch that movie because I think it's like rated PG, so I think it might have been before PG-13. But there is like a whole bunch of cursing and adult stuff in it. I think there's a topless scene in it, and it's when did it come out? I think it came out in like '84 or something. So it's an older movie. It's definitely dated, but it's. You just feel so much for the main character and stuff. So
I remember I used to go to this summer camp when I was younger, and we would always have like a strict schedule. But on one part of the schedule for an hour, we had to go watch a movie like as a group, and they picked like Disney movies and stuff.
Oh,
and, just animated movies, and they had us watch the movie Ants. I don't know if you remember. I think it has Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone and doing the voices and stuff. And I think it's rated PG, but I remember we had like little kids, and the big ant, like the soldier ant, he's like, he doesn't give a damn about us or whatever. And the kids were, he cursed. We had to like shut the movie off because kids were like freaking out. Yeah, so no parents going to complain, but you just really think about that.
I think if it's PG, you're allowed like a couple damns or hells or something. I don't know what the exact quote is. I'm pretty sure with PG-13 movies, you're allowed one F-bomb, and then after that, it gets bumped up to an R.
I mean, it really was not needed. Just like, because he doesn't care about us. And we could just said that. So it's just funny.
All right. I saw that movie in the movie theater, and I really can't tell you like a thing about it. Like, I don't remember
it much
anything.
at all. I just remember that scene and the kids freaking out. I'm like, I'm sorry. Turn it on.
I remember in 6th grade, it was like right before the summer started. So our teacher let us watch a movie, and in our homeroom class, and so we all decided on Billy Madison, and geez. I was like, "Oh, I've never seen it, so I want to finally watch this movie." And we started watching it, and my teacher was just like, what's what are we watching here?" And then it got to the part where they throw the pile of dog shit on the guy's doorway and set it on fire and stuff, and that's where she turned it off. She's like, all right, we can't watch this. I'm gonna get complaints. And we're like, no, we're all fine.
I remember in we're going on a tangent, but just one more thing. I remember in my history class in high school, my teacher had us watch the movie Attila the Hun with Gerard Butler. I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's actually pretty good. It's a really young Gerard Butler. It's probably his first movie. Ooh. But yeah, and he's really fit, because we're learning about the Huns. But anyway, there's a scene where Attila gets brought to Rome, and they're trying to like seduce him away from his army. So there's a bunch of like naked girls walking around. And my teacher's like, fast forwarding it and stuff. Like la la la, don't look at me. He's like standing because it was being projected, so he was standing in front of the projector.
Oh,
so he's like, la, 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 you're not seeing this. I mean, he knew that it was there, so that's why at that scene he walked up and like fast forward, like, don't look, you didn't see anything. So it's just funny.
Yeah, that kind of stuff's always funny in school. But all right, well, anyway, moving on now. Let me think here.
I had one other movie that I saw too.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can do yours then.
Okay. I actually saw, because I went and visited my sister in Orlando, and she had on her DVR Girl Interrupted. So we ended up just hanging out and watching that, because I had heard about it, but I never had seen it. And,
yeah, I saw it once in the theater, and that was it.
I thought it was good. It just parts of it, was just like wah wah, and it was sad. And some part like I can't remember the girl's name, but the actress who played her. Jeez, I was telling you about it.
Brittany Murphy,
like Ty, yeah, there we
yeah.
go. Like that whole scene where Angelina Jolie is like, teasing her, well, not teasing, bullying her, I should say, saying like, your dad sleeps with you, or whatever, and you eat the chicken or whatever, and she goes and kills herself.
Well, yeah, I forgot she had like chicken bones.
Yeah,
or something.
like underneath her bed and stuff. So like people are crazy.
Funny.
Yeah. But I can see why Angelina Jolie won the Best Supporting Actress for that, because like she really like shows both sides of the emotions, and then at the very end when Winona Ryder's like, because you're already dead, Lisa, you're dead, nobody cares about you, and she like breaks down and starts crying and stuff. I was like, oh. So and what I didn't realize is this was developed like from a book, like actual true story, something like a memoir that the actual Susanna Kaysen, I think her name is, who she actually wrote a book about it. I was like, oh, I wonder if I should check that out, because I can get a little snippet on my Nook, like you can download a snippet
like a
and start
preview.
and read it and see if you like it. So I may check that out. So
interesting.
I was like, okay, so I'll put that on my list. I saw it, so
yeah,
I'm not gonna buy it or anything.
No, I saw that with my friends, like. When did that come out? Like 97 or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and we saw it and we were like, okay.
It wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't like an epic movie either.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it was okay. It's just not really something I'm interested in. Like, I saw it and everybody acted well in it and stuff, but whatever. I don't really remember much from it except for the chicken under the bed. Like, I don't even remember how it ended or anything.
There was she had a cat that was... Ty's Brittany Murphy's cat. She killed herself, and I was like, that cat better not be killed by one of the crazy girls or something. Like, this movie,
or I'm turning it off.
Yeah. So I just hate when the people don't kill the cat. That's why I will never like Drag Me to Hell, because she has to sacrifice the poor little kitten. I'm like, I hate this movie, and I know you love that movie. So.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Like, I'm a cat lover, and I'll probably be crazy cat lady later on.
Yeah, like that lady on The Simpsons. She's always throwing cats at people. Yeah. I actually forgot I watched this movie because I watched it like last Saturday or something. I saw Identity Thief finally. That came out, I think, earlier in the year. And got that from Redbox. And, it's Jason Bateman and Melissa McCarthy. So it's like, oh, this should be hilarious. Like, nonstop laughs. And it wasn't. Like, it was just, the storyline was really convoluted. And you're like, there's so many other ways that this stuff could have been resolved or fixed, or, it's like really getting forced. And I mean, they do the best with the material they have, because they're still funny and fun to watch. But the storyline of the movie, it was just a really stupid movie. And I did laugh at just some random lines. And there's this one part where he throws something at her head. I forget what it is. It's like a lamp or something, and he hits her in the back of the head while she's running away. And I was like tearing. I was laughing so hard at that part. But besides just a couple of random laughs, it wasn't. I wouldn't really recommend it.
I had a feeling when I saw the preview for that they were showing all the funny parts in the preview.
Yeah,
her
pretty
singing
much.
in the car or something, and then I think I remember her being hit by something, her like rubbing her head in the preview. Yeah,
and then she like her thing in the movie, she like hits everybody in their throat, and she does it like 18 times in the trailer. And I'm like, wow, okay, if you're showing this many times in the trailer, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad I didn't go to the movies to see it. And yeah, I mean, if you're like a really, really hardcore fan of either one of them, then you should watch it. But otherwise, I would just skip it because they both have been in way funnier stuff. And like I said, it's definitely not them. It's just, I guess, the script they were working with, because they're both hysterical. So,
like, it wasn't No Bridesmaids, that's for sure.
Oh hell no. So yeah, that was the only other movie I watched, I think. Did you have some movie or some Loki news you wanted to talk about?
Well, I did see the newest Thor 2 trailer, which you did not, with your new rule and everything.
No, everybody's, hey, what did you think of this? I'm like, I didn't see it.
But they definitely show more of Loki in this one,
okay.
which I was happy about. And his hair isn't all like greasy and gross like it was in the first trailer.
Yeah.
So I was happy with that. He looks exactly the same like he did in Avengers.
Oh, okay.
But there's one scene, I actually posted the 2-second clip of it where Natalie Portman's character like punches him, and she's like, "That was for New York," and he's like, "I like her."
Oh.
So he like smiles, says, "I like her." So I posted just that part. I was like, I feel personally that he is talking about me in this part.
Exactly, definitely.
No, but I'm not going to go into detail, obviously. They do show more things. I remember a guy at work saying that they showed a scene at the end, which they do. Like, you think the trailer's ended, and all of a sudden they show, like, a scene, and it's not, like, a bunch of clips. It's just one long, like, 30-second part.
They do that a lot.
And it's a funny
trailers.
scene, but I was like, they didn't need to show that.
Yeah.
They could have just kept it in the movie.
So it's like a full-length trailer?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it showed a lot of similar things to, like, the first one. They still had the same monologue of, the dad. What's his name?
Odin.
Yeah, there you go. Before the world there was darkness, but like that. They had that. They had him taking her up to why can't I think of all these places where they live? Asgard.
Okay.
Asgard.
Yeah, I'm like, all I could think in my head was the Fantasia.
Then,
I'm like, I know that's wrong.
Wow. Oh, they do show a little snippet of Idris Elba, and he's talking to him. So I was like, oh, Tina would like that, but nope, Tina cannot see it.
No, I want to. Oh, let me tell you how freaking hard that was last night at the movie theater. They played a bunch. They played some. I think it was some kind of like pirate hijacking ship movie with Tom Hanks. I've never seen a trailer for that. I didn't watch it. There's one with the cast list on this movie is crazy. It's Penelope Cruz, Javier Bardem, Michael Fassbender, Brad Pitt, and Cameron Diaz all in this one movie. I'm like, wow, that's interesting. And then I just talked about Ender's Game, that one.
With Harrison Ford.
Yeah, with Harrison Ford. And then there was like one or two other ones, and then they also played Insidious. I was like, oh damn it, just stop. So I was sitting there, I was playing with my phone the whole time, and then that got boring because I kept refreshing my news feed on Facebook.
Like, don't look, do not look.
Yeah, when the Insidious one came up, I actually put my hand on my forehead and looked down because I'm like, I don't want to look and see what's going on here. But it's really hard because all these trailers are like 2.5 minutes long. So it's really hard.
And I would not have that the strength to do that. So congratulations.
Yeah. I can't wait to see a horror movie that I haven't because I saw the one for Insidious, and like I remember a couple of little things, but I don't remember a whole lot for it. But I did see a trailer for that, so I'll be excited to see a trailer, or I'll be excited to see a horror movie that I haven't seen the trailer for, because I won't know anything that's going to happen.
I did want to let you know that I was talking to, we call him the Ninja. I was talking to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the Ninja. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was saying how he had seen The Conjuring, and he actually he didn't think it was that great either. He wasn't.
Oh, really?
About it. I was like, yay, we finally have somebody who wasn't like, this is the best movie ever. Like he said, yeah, there's a couple parts that he was scared, like with the clapping and stuff. He's like, ooh, that's freaky, But he said, no, it wasn't as scary as everyone was saying it was.
No,
thank God we got somebody else who agrees with us.
Yeah, it's a well-made movie and stuff, but I was not scared at all watching that movie. Now I want to be. It's not like I'm fighting it or anything. I want to be.
But anyway, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Thor 2.
Yeah, me too. Does that come out in the beginning of November? Do you remember what it said?
I just remember it said coming this November.
Oh, okay. That's probably in the beginning of November.
We'll have to go see the midnight release.
Yeah, I'd like to do that.
I wonder if they'll do a thing where they'll show Thor and then Avengers or something like that, and then Thor 2.
They probably will, because didn't they do that with Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had shown, Iron Man 2, Avengers, and then Iron Man 3. Yeah.
Any excuse for them to do that now, they're going to do that. I'll probably just watch Thor,
Yeah.
I think, at home. Well, I guess I'll have to watch the Avengers also.
I don't know, an opportunity to see Avengers on the big screen again would be pretty cool. So I remember really I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah. see what the prices are.
Yeah, that too.
One movie thing that I wanted to talk about briefly was this whole Expendables 3 casting thing that's going on. Yeah. Well, I didn't even care about the drama. I'm just like super, super psyched that Harrison Ford is going to be in it. I know it's going to be like a cameo role and he won't really be doing a whole lot, but I'm like, oh, God.
How many more people can they add?
Huh?
How many more people can they add to make it like...
I totally fangirled out when I read that he was... I was like, what? What? Is this true? I got so excited. And yeah, it sucks that Bruce Willis won't be in it, but he was in the first two and stuff, so it's not like, you know, he just never was in the movie or anything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the cast list for this is crazy. I thought of other... Like, I wish... And I don't know... History-wise, I don't know what's what or anything, but I wish the dude who played Apollo Creed, what's his name, Carl Weathers, I wish he would be in one of these. Yeah. I feel like he should be. He's like still, you know, pretty impressive looking and stuff. He still takes care of himself, so he should be in it. I'm just saying. But I'm really psyched that Wesley Snipes is in it too. So I'm going to see that movie. It's like, I know it's cheesy and over the top and all that crap, but I'm excited. So yeah, that's all I got for movie news. That's the only thing I was really excited about this week. So I guess moving on to TV then. I'm gonna get it. I have 2 more episodes of Breaking Bad to watch, which I'll probably watch this afternoon or something. So
got caught up.
yeah, because the new episode is tomorrow night at like 9 or 10 o'clock or something. So
the second half of the last season, right?
Yeah, I think it's only like 4 or 5 episodes. Okay. And I really wanted to watch those week to week because once it ends, I feel like it's going to be really hard to not get spoiled by whatever the ending is. So that's why I wanted to catch up. And, you know, I still feel the same way. It's not the best show I've ever seen. I don't know what the hell everybody's talking about. It is a good show. But there's only been like a handful of episodes that I watched where I was like, oh, I got to watch the next episode to see, you know, how the story gets resolved.
It's not like Game of Thrones for me.
No. Or Sons of Anarchy. But yeah, it's good. And I will catch up. I was afraid that I wasn't going to be able to, but I've only got 2 more, so I can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah. Almost there. I think that was all TV-wise, really. I know Luther, well, it already came on over in the UK, but the final season is coming on BBC America in the beginning of September, so I'm going to watch that too when it comes on so I can see what's how it all ends and everything. There's also a new show, and I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't write down the name of the show. But there's a new show coming on AMC. It's going to premiere right after Breaking Bad. And honestly, I don't really know much about it, but I know that Mark Strong is in it, and he's playing like a cop or an assassin. Or I don't know what he's doing, but he's the lead character. So I'm going to check that out and see how good that is. So I'll talk about that next week. All right. So you have way more movie or TV stuff.
Well, we have True Blood too.
Oh, well, yeah, let's get True Blood out of the way.
Thing. I usually start, I guess, with True Blood. So my first note was, yay, Alcide is back to normal.
Yeah, get rid of that crappy-ass pack that he was in.
But the thing is, like, when I was thinking about that, so this whole plot line with him being mad and because Sam stole whatever, the girl and stuff, like, now that whole thing was kind of useless. Like, okay, it was all for nothing because now they're back to being friends again.
Yeah. Like I'm just like, nah, I don't like that story. Like, I hate it. It's stupid.
Because he had that fight with his girlfriend, basically. Like, she challenged him for Packmaster, and she's like, you didn't have the guts. But I was like, I really thought he was going to, like, stomp on her throat or something and kill her after all.
I kind of
wanted it to happen. Yeah, I really did want it to happen, and he didn't. And I was like, I wouldn't have blamed him if he did, man.
Yeah, they're all hotheads. Like, they're so... Like they don't think rationally or anything. I can't stand the werewolves on this show, like, at all.
Yeah.
Even Alcide, I mean, I'm glad he's not being a jerk anymore, but I've never thought his character was awesome. I mean, he's just awesome to look at.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. Like, I don't really give a shit about him.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I don't know if you remember a couple episodes ago when Sookie was being drowned by Lafayette being possessed by her dad, that, like, Bill was like, Sookie, like, because he could tell that she was being drowned or whatever. So so it seemed like he cared about her still. But then in this episode, it's like, wow, Bill really does not care about Sookie unless he's faking. Right. But like, because she said like, oh, I'm gonna be Warlow's fairy vampire bride or something like that. It's like it would do us all a favor. Like he was totally passive and just not caring. I was like, jeez.
Well, you know what though? Everybody's been all super obsessed with Sookie, you know, over different seasons and stuff. So in one small way, I was kind of like, well, fine. That's, you know, that's how it's got to be. So whatever. And it was kind of nice, or not nice, but just kind of funny to see her like, you know, why aren't you obsessed with me?
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
And he's like, whatever, leave, bye.
She needs a knockdown, you know, thinking she's out, like, everybody wants her.
Brought back down to earth. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I like the character of Sookie, but the whole like obsession thing kind of gets a little tiring, I think, at some points. So yeah, that was kind of funny to watch that.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting how Sookie had come to talk to Sam. It's like, oh, I thought we'd always end up together. I'm like, really? Why do you keep towing him along?
I was sitting there, and I really got annoyed with her at that part. Yeah. I was like, bitch, you better get out of here. He's with this other girl with the hair and stuff. You need to leave, right?
Quit
like,
being a homewrecker.
Yeah, I was like, that kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really did.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Because the whole season they haven't been talking or anything.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you need to leave. Get out of here right now. Sookie.
Like, I don't know if they're jumping the gun to the last book. Like, remember how I said in the last book they actually end up together? But this whole plot line with the chick and he's knocked her up and stuff now. And, like, that's not in the book at all.
Oh, right. You know, I had like when he was like smelling her hair and stuff, I'm like, well, what's going on here?
Yeah,
I couldn't figure that out. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, didn't see that.
I don't think we were
coming.
meant to figure it out until Elsie said it.
All right, because I was like, maybe I'm just not paying attention.
I'm kind of liking this character of Violet, who she has Jason right now. It's a vampire who has like, you're mine, you're going to feed me, whatever. She reminds me of Lorena, but I hated Lorena, but I actually I kind of like her. She's kind of cool.
Oh, really? I want her to die. I don't really like her. To me, she's just being a pain in the ass, and like it's like we need to get out of this place, and you're like pulling rank and shit. So just go away.
I have a feeling though she's a new addition that they're going to keep her on.
Joy.
I actually, it was funny is I didn't understand what had happened to like how Eric had gotten to Warlow. Like I was like, how did he get into Sookie's secret place, whatever? But then I figured out it's because he drank Adeline's blood or whatever.
Right, yeah.
And so he was able to access the fairy world. Kind of like when Bill, a couple seasons ago, had drained Sookie in the back of that truck and he was in the fairy world.
Right.
And Claudia was there. How'd you get in here? You know, so like, oh, that's what happened. So now I'm wondering, like, okay, is Warlow dead or is he just, you know, drained and just laying there?
He can't be dead. That'd be like such a crap ending to that storyline. I'm still waiting for Niall to come back.
Yeah, that's another thing that I think, I don't know if I mentioned that last week or something, with like, they totally, like, Warlow threw him in the thing and he hasn't told Sookie that he's the one who got rid of Niall, because Niall's going like, Jason, I don't know where Niall is. And so, like, yeah, they totally dropped that character.
I feel like he'll come back.
Yeah.
At some, I mean, I would think it would be this season. But, you know, he'll come back at some point just because that'd be a really weird way to end that storyline.
I don't know if it's just me, but when Adeline was, like, hooking up with the one guy and she was undressing, I was like, no, you're too young. Like, put it back on. Like, she wasn't even, like, formed.
Oh,
you
know
what I mean?
Now, how old is she supposed to be right now?
She's supposed to be a teenager. I thought she's supposed to be, like, 18 or something. I thought they said. But
I was like,
she looks way younger. I was just like, no,
I mean,
no.
it's probably with the thing where the actress looks really young or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I couldn't remember exactly how old she was supposed to be there. And then I thought she got killed, so I was like, oh, that sucks for
Andy.
For Andy, yeah. But no, she's all right.
So I'm guessing right now that Eric is like distraught, you know, so that's why he went and killed Warlow, because he's mad because he didn't come save Nora. But I think he'll have like a breakdown or something like that, and he'll finally realize he should save everybody. So I still feel, because he drank Warlow's blood, like now he'll be able to walk in the sun. I think he'll still have everyone feed off of him and go. Because remember, the original plan was to have everybody feed off of Warlow or like drink Warlow's blood. But now that he's drained Warlow, they almost drained Warlow, I think.
Yeah,
like maybe he'll finally like, maybe I should save Pam and everybody. So I still feel Eric's going to save everybody.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. You know, it still, this all is like right now with Eric, I'm just kind of like, oh, whatever, you know, and I wouldn't feel that way if they had built up this Nora thing a bit more, because it's just like, you never talked about it before, who cares, you know, and now he's all crazy and, you know, can't think straight and stuff because of her, you know, because of her death. So, like, I see where they're going, but I'm not convinced at all just because of that. So, but yeah, what you're saying sounds right, though.
And this whole thing with Arlene and then burying Terry and stuff, this is so boring. I was like, oh my God. I mean, it was actually pretty cool to see the sister, what was her name? Caroline? No. What was her name? That Bill actually dated a little bit.
Who he's actually related to.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember her name, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, they used the same actress, so that's good, you know? Mm-hmm. So I recognized her. I was like, oh, there we go. She
actually had kind of an important role on a season of Dexter. So I always think of her. I'm like, oh, that's what's his name's daughter.
So, yeah. Overall, like, yeah, I'm still into it, so I'll be excited to see that.
What is it now? 2 episodes left?
Oh, yeah, just 2 left.
Jeez.
See what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Do you think Sookie will, because she basically said, like, yeah, she's going to turn into a vampire. You really think they're going to do it?
I don't know, because she still has that, like, power ball, and when she uses that, that's it, right? She won't be fairy anymore?
Oh, yeah, they keep referencing that, so maybe she'll use it.
But then if she used it, she would lose her fairy abilities. Right. So then if she became a vampire, she'd just be a plain old vampire. She wouldn't be like a fairy vampire or whatever, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
There's a lot of different avenues that you could go down
she
here.
She never becomes a vampire in the book, so like, they'd totally be deviating away if they she did that.
They have to be careful if they do that, because it's like you're in totally uncharted territory, and you've like severely changed the main character. Mm-hmm. So, I mean... Who knows?
It honestly would not bother me if Sookie was a vampire. Like, it's not like, no, keep her humanity. I'm like, okay, be a vampire then.
Well, yeah, because she's not just a plain old human anyway now. So some more powers. Who cares? You know.
Yeah. I wonder if they turned like shifters into vampires, if they could still shift as a vampire.
Oh, see, I think the shifters are like the biggest. Like, that should be explored. Like, vampires are cool and all that, but like this. I don't know, like a shifter, it's like, oh, well, I could just turn into an elephant and stomp on you. Or I can just turn into a butterfly and fly. You know what I mean? Like, they always have, like, an out, pretty much. And, yeah, they age like normal people, I think. And they are, if they get shot, they'll die and all that kind of stuff.
They're still human in that sense.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Shifter seems like it'd be the way to go.
Remember, with shifters, they actually have to see the animal in order to transform into it. They can't just think of an animal. They actually have to see a picture or see it. You know, like Sam had to see the bird flying.
You carry around your phone and go on Wikipedia real quick or Google Images.
Yeah, I think you had said, was it last week, that they don't seem to have technology? Like, they don't talk about, like, mention cell phones or anything like that?
Yeah. Which, well... Because I don't remember, this came out a couple years ago, but like if you go like timeline wise, it's probably only like a year or two later, right? So it might not be caught up totally.
Yeah, because I know that when Sookie was in Fairyland for a little bit, that a whole year had passed.
Right.
And then she was with Bill for a while before that, so I'd say like 2 years or something like
that. Yeah, because each season is, like, it's happening like right now and then tomorrow, and you know what I mean? Like in an hour. So they're... not a whole lot of time is covered in each season, so I feel like they're a couple years behind. It was like when we were reading Harry Potter. It's like, well, why don't they just use cell phones? But it's like, well, this is actually not during the cell phone time. Yeah. Like, it's coming out now, but this is still set, in this time. So, that's you just got to keep that stuff in mind. So it makes sense.
That's all I had.
Yeah, that's pretty much it on True Blood. We'll see how it all ends, but I'm so happy I'm into the show again.
Yeah. I know you say that every week.
I do. I just want to run it home.
Thank you, Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
Wait. Speaking of praise Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, after what's her name?
Sarah.
Sarah kills a one girl, and she's like, you think she's like upset about having to do it, and she's like, thank you, Jesus.
I know. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, man, Sarah. And, like, I think I read somewhere, because I'd watched it, like, on Monday, so I just wanted to remember what had happened. And someone said, of course she's wearing white, so of course she gets blood splattered all over her white suit.
Yeah, totally.
Seems to be a common theme in True Blood.
Yeah. Now, it's funny. That actress who plays Sarah Newland, her name is Anna Camp, I think. Uh-huh. And she was on a show last season that I watched called The Mindy Project, and she was on there, but she wasn't on all the time. And then I read that she wasn't going to be on the show anymore, and I'm like, damn. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute, does that mean Sarah Newland's coming back? And so I guess it did. So that's, I mean, like, it's better for her because this role's more important to the show. She wasn't really needed on the other show. So yeah, I'm like, okay, good, she's gonna come back. But yeah, she's pretty crazy.
It's good to know that it was just the governor that wanted to to put the Hep V into the drink, it wasn't the actual True Blood makers that wanted to do that. So it was him sneaking in on his own. So it was just his agenda to end all the vampires, not like the world. You know?
I did think a little bit the lady, I don't remember her name, but the representative that came that Sarah Newland killed. I thought her running around like that was a little like, what the hell? Like it just seemed really stupid in a way.
help me, help.
Yeah. Just I don't know. I didn't really like that part, but whatever. Yeah. It wasn't really that important, I guess. So yeah, that's True Blood. All right, now to the. I always liked hearing what you have to say about Game of Thrones. So, okay, where are you at on the show?
I'm on. I just finished episode 4, I believe, of season 3.
Okay.
And that was where it ended with Dany switching it up on the guy.
Oh, so you ended on the really kick-ass episode.
Yeah, that's why I posted last night saying like she is one badass bitch. Like I'm so like Team Daenerys right now.
Yeah, I remember watching that. I was like, oh my god. Like I was just
because I remember talking to you about it a couple days ago when I hadn't seen it. I was like, she's gonna give one of her dragons away. That's awful. It's like they're her babies. How could she do that? And you're like, well, she needs an army. Like you're totally playing it off. And then I was just like, oh my god, because I was about to get upset because like the dragon was like crying because she had turned her back and was walking and like she's leaving her baby, and all of a sudden like turned around and she's speaking the language. I was like, oh, look
like,
at
oh
that.
boy.
Yeah. So that was awesome. Let's see my notes here. I just love Tyrion and Shay. Like I know I posted about that, how I actually like was in tears when after she came to see him when he was wounded and stuff, and she said, why don't we run away together? You know, and he said, no, I like it here. You know, I outsmart them. You know, this is where I belong, or something like that. He's like, are you going to leave? It's like, I am yours, you are mine. It's just the way his face crumples, you know. Just seeing like a guy cry is always like a big thing, because obviously they're meant to be like, we have to be men, we don't cry, you know. But the fact that he's moved that much, you know, because he has to be strong, you know, and he has somebody who actually loves him, because he hasn't been loved by his family or his siblings. Like no one loves him but Shay. So that's why, like, obviously they're gonna kill Tyrion or Shay. Nobody can be happy. Nobody. I remember you asking me about the finale. I definitely thought it was awesome about them revealing the White Walkers at the end. I was like, zombies! There's zombies! Yes!
Like, finally, there they are! And there's so many of them, too.
Yeah. I think it was episode 3 where Jaime at the very end loses his hand.
Oh, yeah.
I had actually, that unfortunately had been spoiled for me, because I was looking at t-shirts on this one website, and they showed, it was a design that had Jaime with his hand, and then Luke after he lost his hand, and they were like trying to shake hands or something. So I was like, crap, Jaime loses his hand sometime. So I kind of was expecting, like, I think this is the scene where actually it was funny when he was sword fighting Brienne on the bridge. I thought, well, maybe he loses his hand here, or maybe like I was trying to figure out when's it gonna happen.
Right.
And so I just felt like it's funny how they've changed his character around, because you hated him at the beginning of season 1 because he pushed Bronn out the window and stuff. So you hated Jaime, you know. Now you're like feeling bad for him, because he had actually just saved Brienne from being like raped, you know, saying that her family has sapphires, even though like she says later on, like, why did you help me? Sapphire, we meant, it's referencing the water. And so they're building him up to be like this good guy, and so it's kind of like he got punished for being good in a way. So like that kind of sucks.
Yeah, like I already told you, but I'll briefly say it. I remember watching that episode, and I was vacuuming or sweeping or something, and I seriously looked down for like half a second, and then I looked back at the screen, and he's like yelling, and it cuts to black. I was like, wait, what
just happened?
Yeah, I had to rewind it. And I was like, oh, that's why.
I thought I was really confused, because Bronn, like, it hasn't, that much time has not passed, but his voice is so much deeper now.
That's the problem with kid actors.
Yeah,
though.
I was like, whoa, he is growing up quickly, and it's, you know, because they're doing this, you know, in year intervals, obviously, but not that much time has passed.
Right.
So I was like, oh, geez.
I remember that happened when I watched Lost. There was the kid Walt, and he was just like a kid in the first season. Then he gets like taken or whatever, and then you see him again, and he looks like he's like 15 or something. He's like way tall. He's got like a deeper voice and stuff, and it's not that much time has passed in the show. But that happens when you have kids around that age.
Another scene that was really sad was when in the finale, season 2 finale, when Danny was inside that building or whatever, and they're projecting all these illusions, and she has the illusion of Call and her baby.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, and he's like, my son had starred, you know, and they just have a really touching scene. So like, I don't know if that was an illusion or if she was actually speaking with him, like they had him there or what.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't know, because she said either I'm dead and this is a dream, or you're just waiting for me or something like that. It was really sad.
Yeah,
but then but I think she heard her dragons and she realized like, yeah, this is a dream. Those are my children I'll ever have.
Right.
Basically. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah. So that, and then at the very end of that, when she's chained up, you think, oh no, Danny's gonna be stuck there, and then she turns her dragons and says that whatever the term is for the fire, and then the dragons like burn her captor and stuff. I'm like, oh hell yeah! Like she has all these epic scenes with her.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, I mean, she's having all this good luck. That's the thing. So I'm like, oh, something else is going to happen.
Wait for the other shoe to fall.
Like, I don't know, someone's going to kill one of her dragons or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Her one guy is, like, in love with her and stuff. So I'm waiting for, like, maybe he'll turn on her or something.
Oh, her, like, second in command dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about.
Either, but yeah. What else do I got? The Khal Drogo. Joffrey and Marjorie, and, like, I don't know, because she, Marjorie seems like such a sweet person and stuff. And when she's talking to Sansa, he's like, "Oh, you can marry my brother, and we'll be sisters." So like, I think she's cunning, like she's hiding something, like she's gonna turn.
Yeah,
on all of them.
She's got more going on.
Yeah,
than
that's
it
the
looks
thing. Like she's projecting this image, she's sweetness, and she's gonna help Sansa. She's gonna like, no, I have this feeling that she's like doing this for her own purposes, obviously. And Cersei realizes that too. That's why she's like, she's getting her claws into Joffrey and. Tywin was like, oh, at least somebody does or something like that. But because Marjorie's really buttering Joffrey up, saying like, they love you, and like, so wait, so the city loves Joffrey now because they came out there and they're like, King Joffrey or whatever. Because they walked, and she's like, come walk out, and Cersei's like, oh wait, you know, because I guess she was thinking that the crowd may attack him, but they came out together and people were yelling like Lady Marjorie, and then they said, long live King Joffrey or something like that. I
think it's because of her, like because she appears to be a lot, you know, more lovable.
So I wish Sansa could finally be free, but something will happen with Littlefinger.
She's such a like sad sack.
Yeah, like just like, why hasn't she killed herself by now? You know, but she's strong. I guess she wants to live. So I don't know. And then my final complaint is whatever happened, because obviously I hate the storyline with Stannis and the red haired girl, whatever. But like, I know they had she had that shadow sun thing and it killed his brother. But what happened to it? After that, it just disappeared, because then Stannis was like, give me another son. I'm like, what happened to your first son?
Yeah, where'd that other one float off to?
Just like, oh, he killed the one guy and that's all his purpose was served and he disappears.
I don't know.
They never address that. I'm like, what happened to the shadow thing? I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I thought the same thing. What's going on with Mr. Greyjoy right now?
Oh, that's another thing. I was like, oh no, because he was being tortured and stuff, and then one guy helped him escape, and they were walking around, and then they're like, let's sneak in, I'm taking you to see your sister, and he took him right back. Yeah. I was not expecting that at all. I was like, oh no. I mean, not that I really liked Theon, but he had just had that scene where it's like, I chose wrong, Ned Stark was my true father, or something like that. So you're like, oh, he finally realized what he did wrong, but he still has to be punished in a way for what he did. So I'm kind of like, it sucks that he got brought back. I'm like, well, he kind of deserves it, you know? So,
yeah.
Oh, but that sucked, man. What a mind screw.
Yeah.
So yeah, poor Theon.
Yeah, I was like, oh shoot. Didn't
he say something like maybe his father is behind this torture thing? So saying, my father knows what's going, like, is it true my father knows what's going on or what's happening to me? That's what my captors are saying. And the guy was like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, that guy, I don't know.
And then the other thing is that Jon is like, he killed the one guy, so is he leading an attack against the wall? Is that what they're hinting at or something? I was like, oh, he's going against his own people.
What is it, the wildlings or whatever?
Yeah, he's with the wildlings right now, and they said like he's going to lead the attack because he knows like the ins and outs of the wall.
Yeah.
But I think isn't everybody mostly gone from the wall, because they ended it with they were at the guy who has his daughters as wives, like the one guy killed him. It's like, thank God somebody killed that guy. But then they killed the captain too, and then the piggy guy ran off with the one daughter who just had her baby boy, so now they're running. So yeah, I don't know. I was like, well, at least they killed somebody. We finally want it killed.
Yeah, finally, that takes somebody off the list.
Yeah. Because I don't know, but what's going to happen to the rest of those daughters now? Because the things are like, okay.
Yeah, now what?
So
they're out in the cold and stuff.
But yeah, so I just finished episode 4. So I don't. Are there 10 total?
I think so. There's either 10 or like 12. That's somewhere between those two. So you're really close.
I plan on watching a couple more tonight while I do some laundry and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna be so sad though, like when it ends, and then I'm gonna be stuck with everybody else having to wait.
Oh, but at least I can finally talk to you about stuff. Yeah. Do you know how annoying this is? I'm going through the same thing because a couple of friends of mine are starting Sons of Anarchy, and there's just so much stuff, and I'm like, oh man, just you wait. You know, I can't wait to like when you hit this part, blah blah blah, and like that kind of thing.
I just love that there's no way of knowing what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen, and they've thrown me a loop for so many things. And I'm just like, man, that's what's great about the show.
Exactly,
like, what's going to happen?
That's why I don't want to read the books, or I don't want to read them while the show's going on because I really like having no clue what's going on. So yeah, but yeah, I really like that too. I think it's pretty awesome. It's hard to do that a lot now, I think. So it's even more fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. You'll be caught up soon.
Yeah. So luckily, the only thing that got spoiled for me was the hand being cut off.
Yeah, that's not too bad, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, I was expecting it. I mean, otherwise it would have been like, oh my god, but it wasn't. I don't think it was that big of a reveal.
Yeah. So, yeah. Not really. I mean, it sucks for him because that's like his
sword hand. Yeah. That's what's funny too. That whole conversation with Brianna. She's like, you're sounding like a woman, you know, because she's like, one thing happened, a misfortune. He's like, misfortune. She's like, yeah, things happen like this all the time. You know, you must learn to live with it.
Yeah, but he's the Kingslayer, man. Yeah. He needs that hand.
So I have a feeling like Jamie will get back, and then his Tywin will be just like, well, you're useless to me now because you don't have your sword hand. Like,
yeah, Tywin's pretty harsh.
Yeah, he's heartless, man.
Yeah. No, I won't say anything.
Yeah, don't. So yeah, definitely love it. Watch some more later. I'm just like, oh man. But at least like I've become more desensitized. So like if somebody dies, I'm not gonna be like, oh no, I hate this show. I'll just be like, well, I knew something was gonna happen.
I was like, if she can make it through the dire wolves getting killed, she'll be okay. Because I'm like, that's the one that's gonna affect her the most.
I'm such a softie.
Yeah.
I have a gentle heart.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good stuff. So was that?
I was wondering, are they from what? Because every now and then I'll watch the Game of Thrones, like the sequence at the beginning, you know, the opening sequence. But they change up the animation, don't they?
A little bit. I think it pertains to like what,
like
where they're going,
and Quoth or whatever it was, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I was like, well, that looks a little different.
Yeah, I think they do.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of places I don't know the names of, and I like the map thing in the beginning. I mean, I think that music's really cool, but also it gives you kind of perspective because it's like I don't know where the hell this is and stuff. So yeah, I like that intro. I think it's really cool.
What I'm wondering with Dany is like, okay, she has an army. Don't they still have to cross the sea or something?
Yeah, I think there's a big
she needs to get some ships
body of water. Yeah, so she's building it. She's accumulating this big ass thing, but
this army.
Yeah, I don't know. She's a really big target too.
I just love though how she freed them, and then she said, "You know, do you want to fight with me as free men?" And then they all agreed. I was like, "That's the way to go."
Because then they're going to be loyal and stuff. Because they're not doing it because out of obligation. So yeah, that was really smart.
That was an epic scene. I can't believe that she spoke the language and stuff. I was like, "Oh snap!"
I think like the hairs on my arms stood up when I saw that scene.
I was just like, "Whoa!"
It was great.
Did not expect that at all. Just like poor Theon, did not expect that. I was like, "Oh no!"
Oh jeez.
I remember shuddering when they pushed like a needle or something through his finger. Like I was like, "Oh no!"
Yeah. God. Oh God, horrible.
So, poor guy. But hey, well, you gotta.
That's what happens when you betray people.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well that's pretty much everything for TV, right? Book wise, I'm still going with audiobooks. I'm on to Azkaban now. I'm actually at the end of Azkaban, so they're moving pretty quickly, I guess.
I guess that's why you haven't been speaking to me at work. You've been listening to that. I'm like, geez, is Tina mad at me?
Oh no, I'm into the storyline. It's like, oh, the hippogriff, what? And I'm working. But yeah, that's good. I haven't started Wicked yet or Catching Fire. So, yeah, just going away with the audiobooks for right now.
Yeah,
But
I've
anything
been
with you?
focusing on Game of Thrones. I don't have time to read.
I don't need to read right now. I gotta watch this. Gotta watch my stories.
Yeah.
I always call TV shows I watch my stories, and I think my brother and my sister are like, "Why do you call them that?" I'm like, "Because it's funny.
Yeah.
It just sounds stupid."
Stories.
So yeah, that's pretty much everything, right? All right, cool. Well, yeah, we're at the end now, so we'll do our little spiel. You can stream our episodes at damselsindebate.com. You can also leave comments on episodes, too. If there's something we got wrong or something you wanted to make note of, you can do it there. You can also send us email. We're at damselsindebate@gmail.com. I see I almost said it wrong again.
Yeah.
And then we're also on Twitter and on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. Just search Damsels in Debate. And we are on iTunes, where you can subscribe to us. And we're also on Stitcher, where you can subscribe to us, too. And
We're everywhere.
Yeah, we're trying to get everywhere. And yeah, if you guys have any tips, criticisms, recommendations, anything like that, please let us know. A while back, we had done a post on Facebook about documentaries, and I wrote all those down. And I do want to get through a bunch of those. You know, like once the summer movie season, which it is now, kind of dying down. Yeah. And I'll be caught up with Breaking Bad, so I won't have to watch that all the time. But I do want to kind of get into some documentaries because
I want to see that Blackfish one.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there's some interesting ones on there for sure.
I saw a news story that, because they're doing a sequel to Finding Nemo called Finding Dory.
Yes.
And at the end, they were going to have them end up at a theme park or something like that, or at an aquarium or something like that. And they have to rewrite it now because of this whole backlash with
I feel
Blackfish.
like, yeah.
So they're rewriting it. I guess, for what the article said, they're rewriting it so that the fish or whatever have the opportunity to make a decision if they want to stay or not at the marine aquarium.
That makes sense. Okay,
like, okay.
I don't know if you saw the tweet, but I retweeted something I saw on Twitter where Dory's parents are going to be. I'm trying to think of something you'd have seen him in. Did you see the American Pie movies? Mm-hmm. Oh, the dad, Jim's dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, him.
He's a very recognizable voice.
Yes, yeah, him and I think Diane Keaton are going to play her parents. So I was like, oh, that's that. I can see that working. That'll be good. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty much everything, right?
Yeah, I did want to ask because I remember I said what my movie's going to be. Did you say what movie you were picking?
Oh no, I didn't.
Like I said, 16 Candles, and I know you're still overdue to watch Dancing with Wolves, but it's up to you. I know you've been pushing it back. I'm pushing it back.
Yeah, because it's just I don't like, you know how it is. You don't want to watch a movie if you're not in the mood for it, because then you're just going to be overly critical and not pay attention. And I'm still kind of in that mood a bit. I do have to watch Kick-Ass because I want to see that next week. But I've already seen that before.
Yeah.
I also have a lot of movies, like movies I just need to watch. Like besides the ones you've told me, there's so many. I've been dropping the ball.
Well, it doesn't have to be one that I pick for you. Just a movie that you've been meaning to see.
Yeah.
Like I have the movie From Dusk Till Dawn, like a Quentin Tarantino.
Oh,
movie.
I've never seen that either.
And I've never seen it. I own it. I just haven't gotten around to watching it. So one of these weeks I'll pick that too.
You know what I think I'm going to go with? It's going to be kind of out of left field. I am going to go with Total Recall. The first Total Recall, not the one that came out with Colin Farrell or whatever a year or two ago. The first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger from the early 90s or whatever. I've never seen it, and I think I may own it. I'm not sure. If not, I think I can get it easily.
So you've never seen it, but you may own it.
Yeah. Well, because I have a couple of movies where I got them, and because it was like just cheaper to get like a bundle or something. But I haven't watched them. There's a couple I know of that I haven't actually watched yet. So, but I think I'm going to go with that. I keep catching flack from people for never seeing that movie. So,
another long movie I'd like you to see. I don't know if you'd be into it though, but I really like it. Is The Thornbirds. It's
I thought that was a miniseries.
It was, but I have it on DVD now. So that's what I'm saying. It's longer, but it has Luke Bryan has Rachel something has Richard Chamberlain. I don't know if you know
right. Okay. Yeah. That's funny. He comes up because I was just talking about him recently. I forget why, but okay. Anyway.
Well, he actually, this movie. What's crazy about this movie is that he was kind of battling with his homosexuality in real life during this movie, because it turns out later on he's actually gay. So, and I didn't know that, but in this movie, he doesn't play a gay character, obviously. But I was watching it behind the scenes, and he's talking about that, how he was kind of battling with it during this movie.
Oh, so did he like come out when the movie came out or something?
I think so.
Or?
I gotta look it up. But yeah, around that time. And this was in the 70s when this came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's an older show, but it's a good show.
That's interesting. All right, well, I'll add that to the list. I need to update my list because there's been movies that I've been like throwing in but haven't officially added. And I'm like, oh yeah, what was that other one I said I'd watch? We also have to now, because it's pretty much over with, or maybe we'll wait like a week or something. But we need to do our favorite movies of the summer too.
Okay.
Because we need to talk about that.
I gotta
maybe.
get a list of what all these movies that came
exactly.
out.
I think we'll save that for a side cast. I think we'll just do that.
I know I'm telling you right now, it's Star Trek. It's my favorite.
Wow. Just spoiler alert.
No, but then again, that's the first one that comes to mind, but I don't remember everything. Like, we had Pacific Rim and Star Trek, and I'm trying to remember everything else.
There's a lot.
So maybe I just forgot something, but that stays in my mind.
Okay. We'll do like top 3 or something.
Yeah.
And then maybe the one we absolutely hated. Or, I got it, one that did not live up to the hype. Like, you were super psyched about this movie, and it just didn't deliver.
We had a lot of those.
We'll do like our summer movie awards or something.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And then like one
best actor or something.
Yeah, and then one that totally surprised us. Like that kind of thing. Okay, guys, we're gonna think, we're gonna let this marinate, and we'll come up with something for you guys. Maybe not next week, but we'll.
Making me hungry.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, we'll work on that, and we'll get back to you about it. Probably not next week, but maybe the week after. All right, that's it then.
That's it.
Okay, so Total Recall for me and
16 Candles.
16 Candles. 80s.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. Bye bye.
See you next time.